On today's Join Us in France, France with teenagers. This is Join Us in France, episode 159. Bonjour, I'm Annie, and today I bring you a conversation with Henry Caulkins, who is 13 years old and visited France in 2017 with his parents and sister, and he is the youngest person to have ever recorded an episode with me. Thank you, Henry. Your feedback on your experience in France is going to be really interesting and informative to lots of parents of teenagers out there. Our next Paris tour is scheduled for October 1st through October 7th of 2017. I invite you to check it all out on addictedtofrance.com for all the details. And if you want to add to today's conversation, please go to the show notes, joinusinfrance.com/159 and add a comment. You can also leave an audio comment that I'll play on an upcoming episode by calling 1-801-806-1015. At the end of my conversation with Henry, you'll hear from his mother, Nancy Caulkins, who is going to share with us her favorite ice cream place in Paris. And no, it is not Bertillon. And now here's my conversation with Henry. Hello, Henry, and welcome to Join Us in France. I am so happy to be talking to a teenager.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
Good. I'm very grateful that you accepted to talk to me on the show because I've had lots of people talk about their trips, lots of people talking about their trips to France, but you're the first kid. I don't know if I should call you a kid or a teenager because you're 13, right? You're right in
it's fine.
You're right in the middle. Anyway, So thank you for talking to me, and I would love to hear a little bit about you and what you do, where you live, that sort of thing.
Great, yeah. So I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I go to school at Madison No. 1.
Nice.
I'm 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And other stuff I like to do would be Irish dance, bagpipes.
Yeah, okay, I have to interrupt you on the Irish dance.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Henry and his sister recorded themselves doing a little Irish dance in front of Notre Dame, and it's so fun. And if you don't mind, Henry, I'll share it with the group because it's
that's fine.
It's really fun. Anyway, so you like Irish dance? You like what else?
Irish dance. I started bagpipes a few years ago.
Wow.
So that's fun, yeah. And this summer I've started rowing. Rowing,
nice.
Yeah, we have a lake. It's a man-made kind of reservoir over in Tempe, just a 10-15 minute drive. So
very nice. And you also do photography, and you have a pretty good eye.
Yes, thank you.
I'll be using a lot of your photos to illustrate this episode and the one with your mom as well. So
great. Yeah.
Are you learning any French at school?
I am not learning French at school. In my program, we're just learning Spanish.
Yeah.
But in high school, the high school I'm going to might teach French. So
cool.
French. Sorry.
It's okay. So, all right. Was it your first time out of the U.S. or had you visited other countries?
No, we'd gone to Mexico probably 5 or 6 years ago, and then last year we had a deal on tickets and we were able to go to London.
Fun.
Yeah. So. Third time out of the country, I believe.
So third time out of the country. And how long did you spend in France?
We spent 2 weeks. 1 week kind of traveling over the north of France, and then 1 week in Paris.
Okay. So what do you like about visiting other countries? What did it feel like to you?
I really enjoy it. I just like seeing new things, and I like seeing the culture and the architecture and buildings. I really enjoy it. It's a departure from the normal, at least.
Yeah. And what surprised you about France in particular?
It was really clean. There was everything was really nice. Not a lot of trash on the streets. I don't really know. It seemed a lot like a normal big city in most of the culture respects. Yeah. But the architecture was just really amazing. Nothing I've ever seen before.
Yeah. Oh, in London you must have seen some nice architecture too, but
some, yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's cool.
Not all.
So, okay, so you were surprised that it was clean and nice looking and all that. It's normal. I mean, you're young. How would you have known? But
Yeah.
did you have a favorite part of the trip? Because you guys went a lot of places.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me what you did. You started in Paris?
We started in, we flew into Paris and then drove to a small town called Beuvron-en-Auge.
Okay.
So we stayed the night there and then just spent about a day or so. Then we went up along the coast of Normandy.
Yeah, so that was Normandy. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was my favorite part, going along the coast and seeing the German batteries, the bunkers.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I think that would have been my favorite part, just because that was really neat to see.
Of the whole trip?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. See,
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that. That's cool.
So we did that, and then, let me think. After that, I'm pretty sure we went to Bayeux. Just
Bayeux.
for about half a day or so. Just kind of went and looked around, saw the cathedral.
Yeah.
And then we saw the Normandy Museum. A couple of those. And then after that, we drove to Mont-Saint-Michel.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we were able to stay the night there, too, which was really, really cool.
You were on the Mont?
Yes, we were on the
Very nice.
on the island, actually.
Very nice.
Yeah, so we stayed there for about half of the next day and then left to go to Montrichard.
Okay.
So we just walked around Montrichard, saw the chateau. There's a ruined chateau up there.
Yes.
On a hill.
Yes.
So we went up there, saw that. That was really neat. And then the next day, we went out to...
Sorry, was it a ruin, or did it have some remnants and some furniture and stuff?
It was pretty ruined. It's just like the outer walls and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we went to Chenonceau the next day.
Yes.
And walked around there, and then drove on to Cheverny on the same day.
Cheverny, yes.
And we walked around there, looked around the grounds a little bit, saw the dogs, which was really cool.
Yeah, I saw your picture of the dogs. There were a lot of dogs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Then they're all just sleeping right on top of each other. Pretty funny. And then after that, we were just in Paris for the rest of the trip.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what would you say of all of those things was your least favorite?
I really didn't have anything that was my least favorite part. I know that sounds kind of cliche, I guess, but
yeah,
I really liked all of it.
You enjoyed every day, something different every day.
Yeah, it was nice.
Even museums?
Even the museums.
Wow. So what did you do to keep yourself busy in the museums?
I just looked around the museums. I'm not super interested in art, but I was able to look around, and there was enough interesting and new stuff that I liked looking at it.
Yeah. Is there anything you would consider to be boring on a family trip?
The Louvre, I'd have to say. It was neat to see.
Yeah.
But it's just so big that you can't really get around it without spending hours and hours.
Yes. Yeah, it's like a sinkhole for time.
Yeah, what I really liked was the Musée d'Orsay.
Ah, yes.
I'm kind of more biased because I like the Impressionism more than classical art. Mm-hmm. But I just thought the museum was more manageable. Yeah. But still had enough that you could really spend a long time in there.
Right, and it's cool that you can see the other end. I mean...
Yeah.
It's like visually, okay, there's a lot of floors, but, you can visually tell where you are in the space.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
That was cool. Mm-hmm. Really open, too.
Yeah.
I liked it.
That's cool. So, what did you think about, did you eat any strange foods while you were in France?
Mostly stuck to croissants and stuff that I recognize, but one day while we were at Sacré-Cœur, I tried ossobuco.
Aha!
So, the chunks of veal. The problem was, I was expecting it just to be like little chunks of meat, but it came in this giant plate with spaghetti on the side and little chunks of meat surrounded by giant bones and onions and stuff, and It was good. It tasted good, but it was a little off-putting just looking at it.
That's funny. Yeah. Also, buko, there's many ways to serve it, but that's the classic way to serve it with a bone and everything.
I don't know. I can't say that was my favorite meal of this trip. But...
Yeah. But you ate okay the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you try the French orange drink, the thing called Orangina?
I don't think so.
Well, this is going to be for your next time then. We have
definitely.
We have a soda. I mean, in France you can find all sorts of American sodas and juices and all that. But we have a specific French soda called Orangina, and it's really good. It's orange, it's something like Fanta but not as sweet.
I think I saw an ad for it, but I don't think we ever tried it, unfortunately.
So did you see any strange looking French people?
Not really. I mean, there were homeless people. Yeah. But most people were just business people or families walking around. I didn't really see anyone super strange.
Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't like very different. I mean, I suppose you have some homeless people in Arizona too. Yeah.
No, it wasn't super shocking or anything.
Yeah, in the big cities in France, we get a lot of them though, and especially Paris. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it wasn't too bad, I don't think.
Yeah. So are French kids lucky or unlucky to be French?
I think they're very lucky.
Why?
They've probably at this point they've probably gotten bored of all the sights and stuff. Whereas for tourists, it's all super interesting because you haven't grown up there. Mm-hmm. But in addition, I really think it's a nice city to live in. Mm-hmm. Like, I think the quality of life seems really good.
You mean Paris?
In Paris, at least.
Yeah. Well, most of these are, I mean, like a place like Bayeux, for instance, is really small, as you've seen. But Paris, there's so much to do.
Yeah, Paris, even in Bayeux or a small town, I think it would be nice just because, I mean, you can only see so much. There's not a lot to look at and get around. Yeah. But just the people are nice. There's always great restaurants and just always something happening, it seems.
Yeah. It's true. I was just talking about a friend of mine who is in a small town in America that will remain nameless. But she was asking me, what do I do? And I'm like, well, you could go to the mall or you could go to the restaurant. But there really isn't. I mean, I checked it out. This particular place didn't have very much going on, So it's very, in that regard, France is very different because we have so many types of attractions that you can just see. Yeah. Did you happen to see any groups of school kids going through the museums or places with their teachers?
Yeah, we saw quite a few of those, kind of all around France, actually.
Yeah.
We saw some kids at the Normandy Museum because it was on DDay.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think it was mostly in Paris, though, that we saw the school groups.
Yeah. So what was it like to be in Normandy for D-Day?
It was really cool. It seemed mostly like a normal day, but there were a lot of army cars and trucks and stuff driving around, and it felt like you were in D-Day, I guess, because you saw people in uniform just walking down the street.
Yeah.
It was really neat. I thought it was neat to see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and did you attend any celebrations?
We didn't get to any. The one we were going to was a landing reenactment. Yeah. But it was really early. It was, I think, 8 o'clock in the morning. Ah, yeah. And the timing just didn't work out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't even know. Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
We don't even know if it actually happened because it was raining and really stormy that day. So.
Yeah, I could see from your photos that it was not a good weather day.
Yeah.
Well, but that's Normandy for you.
Yep.
It's like you have rain and then July.
Yep.
And if you're lucky, it's July and August, and then the rest of the time is rain. So yeah. Oh, that's fun. Yeah. Let's see. Are there other parts of France you would like to maybe look at sometime?
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to go back to Paris because there's so much stuff I haven't seen. Mm-hmm. But definitely want to look at the south of France. I think that would be cool to see. Yeah,
we have some cool stuff. But I mean, it's true that in Paris it's all concentrated. You don't have to go far to find amazing stuff. Whereas in the south of France, especially in the southwest where I am, we have to, drive a little ways to go to see a specific attraction, and then you come home that night, and then another time you go back. But in Paris, it's like you can't look around. I mean, anywhere you look, there's something interesting to look at.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like being in the small towns, just finding stuff, like walking down a side street and finding something you didn't know was there.
Mm-hmm. I'm really interested that you said that. Yeah, I'm interested in the fact that you said that Normandy was your favorite thing, because we typically think of Normandy as something where older people go because they have a grandfather or a father who was in the war or something. But it's still cool to people like your age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that it could be found, anyone could find it interesting. I mean, there was a lot of history there for certain people, but for certain people who like just the beach or the sky and stuff and the clouds, there was a lot of cool scenery. And for people who just like military history, you could see all the bunkers. Yeah, it was just neat to walk around.
Yeah, and it's very impressive when you see fields with lots of holes, and you're like, yeah, this is all bombs. This place is like, it kind of puts it into perspective how lucky we are to be living in a place and time where it's peaceful.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, these were difficult times. Very cool. Okay, let's see. What else? Oh, I didn't ask you very much about the Loire Valley. What did you think of that area?
I liked it. There wasn't really anything in particular that we saw, just the chateaus and then Montrichard. But I don't know, I liked it. I didn't think it was super special. I'll say that much.
Right. It's full of chateaus, and it's pretty, and it's kind of regal. It's like you see lots of mentions of queens and kings and things, but it's not as, I don't know. If you like chateaus, you will love the Loire Valley. Yeah. But if you're like, I'm indifferent when it comes to chateaus, they're pretty, but, moving on, then probably Paris would have a lot more to offer, or Normandy, which is really good to know. Did you do any hiking or any fishing or anything like that?
Not really. I think the most hiking we did was walking around Normandy. Yeah. Walking around the beaches. So nothing really.
You could have done some good boating out there. There's really good boating activities.
Yeah, that would have been neat.
Now that you're a rower, next time you have to arrange. Next time you have to arrange some sort of boating activity. Yeah. All right. So, what advice would you give to kids and teens who come to France? Maybe their parents are going to make them listen to this episode. So, what would you tell them? Like, what's a good thing to do before you come?
Definitely read up on some history. I know it doesn't sound interesting or fun, but the whole French history with all the kings and queens and monarchs is really complicated. Yes. And you'll understand it a lot more if you read into it beforehand. Yeah. I personally did not. And getting to all of the museums and reading the plaques, I was I didn't really understand it all. Yeah, who are all these people? Yeah. So I'd recommend that. There's going to be a lot of walking. Yep. But you're just going to have to go with that and enjoy it, because just walking around wherever you are, you're going to see interesting stuff. Yeah. That you'll enjoy and think you're glad to see, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. And the food, if people are worried about the food? There will always be an American restaurant where you can just get a burger or macaroni and cheese or a hot dog or anything. But try French food. French breakfast food is the easiest to try because it's mostly pastries and stuff. Yeah. But definitely try some different dinners. Not all of it's that much different from the U.S. or other countries. Yeah. You won't eat Mexican, for instance. Like, I'm sure in Arizona. Yeah, that's not prevalent in France. No, we don't get a lot of Mexican. We don't get a lot of Chinese. It's mostly, French food. It's a lot of steak and fries and stuff with sauce and osso buco.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. All right. I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's been wonderful to talk to you. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
Best wishes for school. No, you're on vacation. For your vacation and next year for school.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, Nancy, you want to tell us about an ice cream place in Paris that you loved?
Oh, I do. I have to tell you about it because we had read about Bertillon, the famous place, which is in a lot of places in Paris, but I had been there 10 years ago, and it's on Ile Saint-Louis, which is where I had stayed that time. And we got there and it was closed, and so we had gotten there too late. So I never got to try Bertillon. So I was determined this visit to go to Bertillon. So we went over to, and it was about 8:30 or 9 at night, and it was closed.
Oh,
and it's summer. It's
in June. Yeah.
Yes, it was warm that day, and I thought, oh my gosh, how can they be closed again? So we walked around a little bit, and we stumbled upon a place called Senoble. I think that's how you say it. Senoble.
Okay.
And oh my goodness gracious, it was the absolute best gelato ice cream. I don't know what it is exactly that we have ever had. And my husband and I, years ago, before we had gelato 2-3 times a day in Italy, and this was by far the best we've ever had. And it was a salted caramel. It was so delicious and unforgettable, truly unforgettable. Absolutely, I would recommend it to anyone. And they were at that time of night, maybe because they were coming to a close for the evening, they were giving out free macarons. And so, and my kids had been begging me for macarons every day, all day, tugging on my sleeve. Can we get a macaron? and here they were giving them away for free. We were in heaven. It was absolutely, hands down, best ice cream we've ever had.
Fantastic. So thank you for the recommendation. That sounds like fun. And I just have to add, some of these places like Bertillon, they get such a reputation because everybody writes about them because, blah, blah, blah. But they're hardly the only ice cream place in Paris. So,
right. You have this one. These guys need to be on the map because they were excellent.
All right. You and I, we put them on the map. Thank you very much, Nancy.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
My pleasure. Oh, thanks.
Bye. Thank you to all the patrons who support the show month after month. I want you to know how much I appreciate your continued support. And one day soon, I will read out all of your names again. To support the show on Patreon, please go to patreon.com/join us. Patreon. Join us. No spaces or dashes. And to support the show in some other way, please go to joinusinfrance.com/support. Thank you so much for tipping your guide, Pat Crosswhite. Pat used the tip your guide button on Join Us in France, and I appreciate that very much, Pat. The best way to connect with me is to email me, Annie@joinusinfrance.com, or leave me a voicemail, 1-801-806-1015. I don't really have a personal update for you this week because I'm on vacation and honestly enjoying it very much. The Spanish beaches and restaurants are fantastic. But I'm also advancing several projects that have to do with the show, but I'm not ready to really talk about them yet, so hold tight. There will be news in September. Merci, au revoir, and have a wonderful summer, everyone. Hopefully some of it in France. The Join Us in France Travel Podcast is written and produced by Annie Sargent and copyright 2017 by Addicted to France. It is released under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives license.